Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Welcome to the Broner versus DeMarco conference call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, there will be an opportunity for live questions and comments. Instructions will be given at that time. As a reminder, this call is being recorded. I would now like to turn the conference call over to our host, Kelly Swanson. Kelly, please go ahead.
Thank you, operator. Thanks, everybody, for calling in today. We are actually live in Atlantic City. Both fighters are already here, as well as the heavyweight. So we have a great show this Saturday night. It's going to be action-packed, very exciting. And just before I introduce Oscar De La Hoya to take the call away, I do want to let you know that if we have distributed the Fight Week schedule, if you have not received it, then please call my office and ask for Lisa Milner, 202-783-5500, and she will be able to provide you with that information. And just one other quick note today, after this call, Mr. Broner and Seth Mitchell, who's the heavyweight appearing on the show, will be making a visit to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Atlantic City to help in the Sandy relief efforts to provide relief for all of the people here in the New Jersey area. So that'll be an important, very exciting event as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Oscar De La Hoya, President of Golden Boy Promotions. Oscar?
Thank you very much, Callie. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, all the media, everybody on the call. Yes, we are announcing Adrien Broner versus Antonio DeMarco, which will be for the WBC lightweight world title. And as you know, the co-main event is Seth Mitchell versus Jonathan Banks. That'll be a 12-rounder for the NABO and vacant WBC heavyweight international heavyweight championship. We are happy and pleased to announce that this event will be taking place November 17th at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, promoted by my company, Golden Boy Promotions, and R&R Promotions in association with Gary Shaw Productions, sponsored by Caesars Atlantic City, and we're always pleased and appreciative of having sponsors like Corona and AT&T on board promoting every single Golden Boy event. This event will be televised live on HBO World Championship Boxing beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern, and there are still are tickets available, starting at $25 all the way to $200. And I think what's important here is what people, hopefully we can send the message out, is that in effort to raise funds for the Hurricane Sandy relief, Golden Boy will donate $2 for every ticket sold and $1,000 per knockout registered during the event. We will be donating that money to the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City. And along with Caesars Atlantic City and myself, the Oscar De La Hoya Foundation, we will be matching the donation. So I'm hoping everyone can send that message out and raise some good money for a good cause. And like Callie said, immediately after following today's call, once again, Call of Duty, Adrien Broner and Seth Mitchell will be visiting the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City to meet with the youth there and also help clean up the damaged facility. So just like we went over to Afghanistan, and just the way we visited the troops down there, and we're coming here just for a great cause. So these guys, Seth Mitchell and Adrien Broner, are just doing some wonderful things for the people, and I'm sure they're going to greatly appreciate that gesture. At this moment, I would like to introduce to you. He is the Eastern Division President of Caesars Atlantic City. I would like to introduce to you Don Marandino to say a few words.
Hey, Oscar, thank you for all you guys are doing. And I was just in the gym, and Seth and Adrien were in there, and I'll tell you, I'm not as good in the treadmill as Adrien. He was going, but our region really got beat up pretty good by the hurricane. But I'm happy to report that the city and the casinos are intact. We've done a great job of cleaning everything up. So when the folks get here, they're going to have a world-class experience here in Atlantic City. and Oscar mentioned about us and him matching funds to the relief of the Boys and Girls Club, and it got hit pretty badly. And in about an hour, we're going to go over there and make a lot of kids that have gone through a really hard time day. So we're excited once again to be the host here. We had a fight with Golden Boy several months ago, and it was a terrific experience. And we're very excited not only for the main event, but Seth Mitchell as a kind of a local guy and a heavyweight. We're hoping that could develop into something very good for us here in Atlantic City. So we're thrilled to have you guys here, and hopefully we get a chance to say hello when you get here.
Thank you very much, Don. And also at this moment, I would like to introduce to you the co-promoter of this event. He always does a wonderful job with all his fighters and promoting his boxing events. That is Gary Schott to introduce Antonio DeMarco.
Thank you, Oscar. It's going to be a great event. Antonio DeMarco is a wonderful champion. I believe that he's the Mexican version of Toro Gatti, who's a fixture in Atlantic City. So I think it's only befitting that he come here and defend his world title against a very fine fighter in Adrien Broner. It shows I'm glad Oscar decided to keep the fight here in Atlantic City. As a resident of New Jersey, I'm proud that we're here to help New Jersey rebound and show how strong New Jersey is. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my fighter. Seymour Zivic is on the phone and will translate for Antonio, but I'd like to introduce the 135-pound WBC world champion, Antonio DeMarco.
Okay, Antonio, puedes hablar con ellos.
Hola, hola. Buen día a todos. Un placer y un gusto estar con ustedes.
Hello, everybody. He's very happy and proud to be on the line with everybody.
All right, thank you very much. And at this moment, I would like to introduce to you the unbeaten and widely charismatic, incredibly talented, and at just 23 years old, he's only getting better as every fight goes on. You know, he's one of the hardest working fighters in the sport today. He's also known, you know, to brush his hair after every victory and rapping into the ring himself. You know, he's already won a world championship title at 130 pounds, knocking out Vicente Martinez Rodriguez in 3 rounds in November to win the WBO title. And thus far, he's defended his belt with a technical knockout over Eloy Perez and Vicente Escobedo in 2012. And now the Cincinnati Phenom looks to close out an exciting year this Saturday night when he will introduce his improved speed and power, and dynamic style to the lightweight division against the hard-hitting and good fighter Antonio DeMarco. You know, and not only do we know him as a charismatic fighter and brushing his hair, but here's a guy who does some wonderful deeds for wonderful people. Like I mentioned, going to Afghanistan for 2 whole weeks, entertaining the troops, you know, going now to the Boys and Girls Club in Atlantic City. You know, here's a guy, here's a man who not only wants to be great inside the ring, but he wants to be great outside the ring. With a record of 24-0, with 20 knockouts from Cincinnati, Ohio, Adrien, the Problem Broner.
Hey, what's going on? You know, I'm very excited to fight in Atlantic City. You know, I was on my toes when Sandy came through, but even Sandy couldn't stop the fight from going on. So you know, it must have been meant to be. You know, I trained very hard. Well, you know, I want to thank I want to thank DeMarco and his team for taking the fight and coming over here to the U.S. to fight me. And it's going to be an electrifying fight. I know he's a great champion. I know he's ready. I'm ready, and I'm just ready to put on a great show.
All right, it's going to be a great doubleheader with Seth Mitchell and Banks live on HBO Championship Boxing. So now we would like to open up the call for questions to the wonderful media. Thank you.
Thank you. If you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. This will place your question in the order it was received. Again, if you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad now.
Estamos esperando las preguntas de la prensa, ¿ok, Antonio?
Okay, señor, okay.
Okay.
Okay, and our first question is coming from Lem Satterfield from ringtv.com.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, Adrien, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, Adrien, as you know, I think I told you this. I talked to Aaron Pryor about you, and, this week is the 30th anniversary of his most defining fight against Alexis Arguello. And a lot of people are saying that this, because of his style and your style, could be a defining fight for you. Do you see this fight as kind of being a defining fight for you?
It's definitely a defining fight for me. Not only a defining fight, it's a fight that can cross me over into another world that a lot of boxers can't go to. A lot of people is like, this is my biggest test, and of course it is. I'm going up in weight. In my first fight at lightweight, I'm fighting the best guy out there, and that's Antonio DeMarco. So I'm ready. I know what I'm going up against.
The other thing that Aaron said is that it's important to him that you are a part of the legacy that is Cincinnati's legacy, as a Charles yourself. How important to you is local legacy, and how important to you is your legacy overall?
It's very important. It always start local. If you don't have a big name in your hometown, how do you expect to have a big name anywhere else? So it's definitely important. But for me, I'm worldwide with it. I'm trying to go global, man. I'm trying to find out if somebody in Venus know me.
The thing he also said that I don't know if you probably heard this a million times. He really tried to, Aaron did, try to get the attention of the bigger fights, Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, even going on to a podium and kind of interrupting a press conference of Sugar Ray Leonard. And in a way, he expressed the fact that you are able to talk your way into, publicity, but you back it up. How important is it to hear that from somebody like him, to get that kind of support?
I once heard real recognize real, and I guess he's a real guy, and he recognized what I'm doing is real, and I'm just being myself. A lot of people can criticize me and say whatever, but I'm just being myself.
Mm-hmm. I guess the last question I have for you is, you are going to be, as Oscar said, going to the Boys and Girls Club this afternoon. What do you hope? I mean, obviously, with your background and what they've gone through, what do you hope to accomplish there in terms of inspiring them and also maybe inspiring yourself in the fight?
I just want to put smiles on people's faces, man. I just want to make somebody's day better. If I can brighten somebody's day by just showing up and helping out and help clean up, then I'll do it. I'll do it every day if I could.
Thanks a lot, Adrien. I have a couple questions for Antonio.
Okay, Antonio, él tiene algunas preguntas para usted. Es el Lem Satterfield.
Hey, guys. Gary, I know you and I had talked about, his ability and how much the Edwin Valero fight really kind of prepared him for the last two fights that the last few fights that he's been in. And you talked about his accuracy of his punches and his punch selection. I actually thought, that he punches more like Alexis Arguello in that he is very calculated and he places his punches well. Can you ask him to comment on his mentality, in a fight? He's actually been outperformed in terms of punch output in some of his biggest fights, but he really places his punches well and seems to be patient in breaking down his opponent.
Antonio, él está diciendo que el estilo suyo es cerca de Alexis Arguello y en varias peleas el otro, su rival, estaba poniendo más presión y más puños, pero los puños suyos son directamente en el punto y tú siempre estás más en punto con sus puños. Él quiere saber si qué tipo de preparación tiene para esta pelea, si el estilo voy a estar lo mismo que los otros peleas.
Primero que nada, muchas gracias por estar aquí con todos ustedes.
I want to say thanks again for being here.
Es una pelea difícil, una pelea dura, pero que sin duda el ganador de esta pelea lo va a llevar a otro nivel.
He's saying that he knows it's a tough fight and an important fight. Sigue, Antonio.
Venimos bien preparados porque sabemos que Broner tiene un gran talento, es un gran peleador y venimos muy bien preparados para dar una buena pelea, como siempre lo he dicho, dar una buena pelea, que Dios nos bendiga a los dos y que gane el mejor.
He's very well prepared because he knows Adrien is a great talent and a great fighter. He's extremely prepared, and all he says is that, thank God, or thanking God that it will be a great fight and the best man will come out of it victorious.
Can you ask him to comment on going back to the Linares fight? That's where it seemed like his mentality really surfaced for me. He wasn't concerned about the punch output. More, he was concerned about the effects of his punches on Linares.
Okay. Él está preguntando, en la pelea con Linares, tú no estabas pensando en cuántos puños está tirando, pero más en cómo tú das los puños, bien en punto. Si está lo mismo en esta pelea.
Sin duda, hemos madurado como peleador. Somos campeones del mundo y creo que hay que creérsela poquito para echarle más ganas arriba del ring. Y me gusta mucho pensar arriba del ring, pensar y ser muy tranquilo.
All right. He's not concentrating on much. He says we're both champions. There's no need to concentrate on how many he's going to throw, what he's going to throw. He's just going to be out there and be accurate.
I guess my last question for him is what advantages does he see? First of all, has he seen a fighter with the defensive capabilities of Adrien Broner? And what advantages does he feel he has without giving away too much?
Okay, él quiere saber si usted lo vio alguno peleador con la defensa como tiene Adrien Broner y qué tú creo que tú tienes mejor para combatir a un tipo como Adrien Broner.
Es como lo dije, es una pelea muy difícil, una pelea difícil para los dos.
Pero it's a fight that's difficult for both of them,
son los retos que nos agradan, son los retos. Siempre hemos ido en contra de la corriente, lo que la gente dice en contra de la corriente, pero nosotros lo demostramos arriba del ring y con la preparación, dejando todo nuestro corazón y esfuerzo arriba. Creo que mi arma más grande es el hambre de ser alguien en la vida.
says that his desire, his hunger is a lot greater than anybody else's. And when he steps into the ring, he's only got one thing that he knows that he's got to win.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, I guess. Good luck.
Gracias. Thank you.
All right. And our next question is coming from Dan Rafael from ESPN.
Thank you very much. Seymour, I did not know your Spanish was so excellent.
Well, thank you. A couple of words I'm missing, but
would you ask Antonio in relation to his last fight? You know, he stopped Molina so quickly, only I believe 44 seconds.
Right.
Was it at all on his mind going into that fight? Because there had been a lot of discussion that if he came out of that fight without any problems, if he won, no cuts or bumps and bruises and that sort of thing, that this in fact would be his next fight. You know, one of the bigger fights that he could make in the lightweight division. Was that at all on his mind in the Molina fight? And how what was his reaction to not only having no problems coming out of the fight, but to just being able to get rid of Molina so quickly and so easily?
Right. I think if you look at the tape, you saw his reaction. He just about jumped out of the ring. But I'll ask him your question there.
Was it on his mind going into the fight?
Right. Que si con la pelea con Molina, si tú tenías en la mente que tiene que ganar esta pelea bien grande, bien fuerte para tener la pelea con Broner. Si tú estabas pensando en esto cuando entró en la pelea con Molina.
No, dile que en realidad no, dile que soy un peleador y una persona muy respetuosa, respeto mucho a mi rival y a este hermoso deporte.
He said he didn't have anything like that on his mind. He's just a respectable person and he respects any opponent, anybody he gets in the ring with. So he wasn't thinking past it.
And what about the reaction of when he was able to realize that he had come through the fight with problems, that making the fight would be, he had to get the business part of it done, but actually being able to get the fight was not going to be any issue health-wise or, cuts or bruises?
Cuando salió la pelea con Molina, sin ningún problema, sin cortos, sin nada. Si usted estaba muy alegre, ¿cómo pensaba? Porque así saliste y sabía que tenía la pelea frente a usted con Broner. ¿Cómo fue su reacción de la pelea cuando lo paró a Molina en ese momento bien rápido?
Fue uno de los días maravillosos para mí porque se me están abriendo puertas y estoy logrando sueños que los miraba muy lejos.
Okay, he said that was he knew as soon as he stopped him, he became very, very happy, and he knew that this was the one more step towards the completion of his dreams.
His dreams
go into that next fight. Yeah, his dreams are always the best fights, come out victorious, and he always dreamt that he would be a world champion like this.
Now we know Broner's abilities that he has shown when he was a champion at 130 pounds. I'm wondering, does Antonio view Broner, because Tony has fought some good opponents in his career. Not sure he's fought anybody quite as fast or dynamic as Adrien is. I'm wondering, does he view Broner as the best opponent that he will have faced?
¿Tú piensas que Broner es la mejor de los rivales?
Es muy difícil contestarse esa pregunta, dile Seymour, pero es que todos los rivales para mí son importantes porque todos nos subimos a lograr el mismo objetivo, que es ganar y ser campeones del mundo. Y creo que esta pelea es muy importante para la carrera mía y de Broner, el ganador de esta pelea. Pero creo que todas las peleas son importantes.
Okay. He says that every opponent of his he respects and feels is a worthy opponent. He feels that this fight is very, very important to his career as well as to Broner's career.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have a couple of questions for Adrien. Adrien, how are you today?
What's up, Dan the man?
I just saw the picture of you sitting there with your brush at your side. My question for you about this.
Dan, just hold off, Gary. This is Gary Shaw. I apologize. I have to leave the call. I'm on my way to Atlantic City, so I apologize to everybody, and I thank you all for being on this call. Seymour, take care of Antonio. Tell him I'm heading. Thank you.
Él tiene que enganchar porque está guiando y no puede estar en el teléfono guiando. Él está en viaje a Atlantic City. So Gary se fue.
Okay. Bye, Gary. Nos vemos en Atlantic City.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Hey, speak good English, Antonio.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, Adrien, back to what I was going to ask you about this fight. You're moving up in weight, like you said, going for another world title. And I asked him if he thought that you were his best opponent, and how do you view Antonio in terms of the various opponents you have faced? You fought some good opponents, be it a Ponce de Leon, even Escobedo. Where do you view him, knowing what you know about him?
He's definitely my best opponent so far on paper. I know it's the biggest fight of my career thus far. I'm not looking past nobody. In this game you got to take it fight at a time. So that's what I'm gonna do. And after this victory, we're gonna go to the drawing board. But right now, we're just focused, and I'm ready. I'm just ready to show my talent, because I think this will be a fight I will be able to show a lot more of my skills. In some of my last fights, my opponents, even though they were ranked number one, or at the time, they got downgraded because of my skill level was so high. But this time, hopefully, I'll get the credit, and if I don't, I will.
Do you look at Antonio as being a guy who, although talented, good, he's won a world title, he's beaten some good opponents, but to me it seems like he has something that's a little bit of an intangible, and that's the heart and the desire. I was there when he was fighting Linares. He was being beaten very, very easily, but he never stopped thinking he could win, and you saw what happened. He got the knockout late in that fight. And so I would suspect that if he's in a similar trouble against Adrien Broner, you're going to still have to think there's a danger there until the bell rings to end the fight or you stop him. I mean, is that your mentality with him, knowing that this is not a guy that will ever give in and quit?
Well, you got to think, Dan. In boxing, a knockout is only a punch away. So it don't matter. It don't matter what round the fight is in. Like I said, a knockout is only a punch away. So, of course, you always got to be careful. But at the same time, he was fighting. He was fighting good guys, but he wasn't fighting Adrien Broner. Guys was doing the wrong things where they could have been doing different things at that time. You're gonna see a total different Adrien Broner on Saturday night.
Why different, since everything's worked well so far?
Not necessarily indifferent in the terms you're using. I'm saying like I'm going to be able to show more of my skills, because DeMarco has a such talent. They say if a good talent go against another good talent, just bring the better talent out of the elite fighter. So I'll get to show a lot.
Do you think it just comes down to your speed advantage, which of course is going to be a big difference, I would think?
It's going to be a lot of differences, not only in speed, but I'm stronger than what a lot of people think. And Saturday you'll see that.
Okay, great. Thank you, Adrien. Thank you, Antonio. See you guys on Saturday. Appreciate
it. Thank you, Dan.
All right, and our next question is coming from Gabriel Montoya from MaxBoxing.com. Gabriel, please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Antonio, one of our other writers has already interviewed you, so I'm just going to be asking Adrien questions. Adrien, long time no talk. Nice to hear from you again. Let me ask you this. You just mentioned something about your strength, how people underestimate your strength. First time I met you was right after the Ponce de Leon fight. You seemed about 5'5", strong guy, but kind of smaller. It appears you've grown a few inches in the last couple of years and have gotten bigger. Did you have a growth spurt, and was that what kind of pushed you out of 130?
Definitely. I have definitely grown. I got taller. I got stronger. I'm young. I'm only 23, fresh 23, and they say we don't stop growing until we're 25. So,
Do you think you're really going to be even? Skills-wise, I think your answer would be no one's going to challenge me ever. But physically, do you think you won't be matched until you get to like 140 or 147?
I don't even think it'll be a match there, honestly. With the talent I have and the work ethic I put in, I can make any fight look easy. It's up to me.
And going back to that Ponce de Leon fight, we've talked about it before. You said it was more about stepping up to that level of experience for the first time, but also he was a southpaw. Did you learn anything from his style that you could carry over into this fight, or as southpaws did they fight completely different?
Different strokes for different folks, man. You don't fight everybody the same.
Do you consider his angles and to be probably his biggest advantage, the fact that he will use his southpaw style and he'll box when he needs to, as opposed to the cliche standard Mexican come forward style?
Like I said, man, you don't fight everybody the same. That was in the past. I got past it with flying colors, unanimous decision, and now we got DeMarco on the table, and we will be victorious in the fashionable way.
All right. Thank you, man, and good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, and our next question is coming from Stephen Gallegos.
Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen. I first have a couple questions for Antonio DeMarco. Antonio, how are you this afternoon, buddy?
¿Cómo está, Antonio? Le está preguntando.
Hola, bien, gracias a Dios. Muy bien, aquí descansando. ¿Y usted?
Very good, just relaxing, enjoying the conversation.
Okay, good to hear. Okay, Antonio, Broner has that very slick Mayweather-type style. What do you feel you have to do in this fight in order to impose your will on him? And do you feel you have to make a statement early in this fight?
Broner tiene casi la misma estilo de Mayweather, la defensa. Y él está diciendo qué tú tienes que hacer para entrar con sus golpes a Broner, y si tú piensas que tienes que hacer algo temprano en la pelea.
Con todo respeto, decimos que Broner es Broner y Mayweather es Mayweather.
With all due respect, Broner is Broner and Mayweather is Mayweather.
Y dígale que hemos trabajado mucho para demostrarlo arriba del ring, que hemos madurado y que vamos a demostrar por qué tenemos el cinturón, por qué somos campeones del mundo.
And again, with all due respect, that they work very hard, they know what they have to do when they enter in the ring, and that's why he's the world champion.
Okay. And you're 5-0 since your loss to the late Edwin Valero. Was that loss a blessing in disguise in terms of making you a better fighter?
Está 5-0 después de la pelea con Valero. Si tú piensas que la pelea con Valero tú salió un peleador mucho más mejor o mejor.
Sin duda, dígale, Seymour, hemos madurado mucho como peleadores después de esa pelea y yo me atrevería a llamarla, fue mi graduación arriba del ring.
It was like a graduation after that. He stepped up and took care of business after that fight. It was a good learning experience.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Antonio. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night and on Saturday, and best of luck to you in the ring.
Gracias, Antonio, y mucha suerte con la pelea.
Muchas gracias, un abrazo, bendiciones.
Thank you, and hugs to you.
All right. And again, just as a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. Again, that's *1 on your telephone keypad. Okay, our next question is coming from Alex Rodriguez. Alex, please go ahead.
Hola, ¿qué tal, Antonio? Gusto en saludarte. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Antonio, preguntarte, Es una pelea con un boxeador invicto. La última vez que enfrentaste a un invicto fue justamente Edwin Valero. ¿Cómo enfrentar a un boxeador con esta condición de llegar invicto?
Hola, buenas tardes. Mucho mejor, mucho mejor, te voy a decir por qué, porque venimos bien preparados, ya sabemos lo que es la derrota, ya tenemos esa experiencia y créeme que eso nos va a ayudar bastante para subir con, no confiados, pero sí con seguridad, porque seguridad y confianza es muy diferente. Subir seguros del trabajo que hemos hecho en el gimnasio, como siempre lo he dicho, para brindar una buena pelea, que gane el mejor, pero brindar una buena pelea.
Ok, mi siguiente pregunta, Antonio, hablas de que el ganador pasa a otro nivel dentro del boxeo. ¿A qué te refieres llegar a ese otro nivel?
Es porque es un deporte donde hay muchos grandes peleadores y sin duda el que gane va a subir de nivel en forma de que vienen mejores oportunidades. Se abren puertas más grandes para dejar grabado el nombre en este hermoso deporte, que es lo que todo peleador sueña.
Por último, Antonio, ¿será esta acaso la pelea más difícil desde que eres campeón del mundo?
Sin duda sí, es la pelea más difícil desde que me coroné. Va a ser la pelea más difícil de mis defensas, pero como te digo, venimos bien preparados, sabemos que Broner es un gran peleador y que viene bien preparado. Así es que va a resultar una gran pelea, una buena pelea. Y sin duda tenemos la mentalidad ganadora, de que nos preparamos para ganar. No nos preparamos para dar la sorpresa o para que la gente diga, oh, dio la sorpresa con Broner DeMarco. No, al contrario, nos preparamos porque somos campeones del mundo y porque queremos ganar.
Gracias, Antonio. Buena suerte este sábado.
Muchas gracias, un abrazo.
All right, and our next question is coming from Bob Vellen from USA Today.
Hey, Adrien, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, listen, your style has been compared to Floyd Mayweather. Does it bother you to be compared to him instead of being looked at on your own? And do you feel that you will surpass Floyd's feats in your career?
Of course I will. That's what I'm pushing forward to, and I know the work I got to put in. Those are big shoes to fill. And, I only wear 6.5, so it's going to be tough.
Does it bother you to be compared to him?
Not at all. Not at all.
Do you know Floyd personally?
Yes, I do. He's a great guy, down-to-earth guy. I love him. No homo.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Good luck.
All right, and our next question is coming from Ryan Songalia from Ring Magazine.
Hello, Adrien. How are you today? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Adrien. My question is, you spoke earlier about how you feel, some people, they get down on you because you're just being yourself. Do you feel that your kind of performance outside of the ring, as far as the things that you say, the way that you act, is kind of misinterpreted sometimes?
Yes, but we're on to bigger and better things. This fight will really put me, like I said, it's gonna cross me over and put me outside of the box. So I'm looking forward to a great fight. DeMarco's a great champion, and I'm ready, and I know he's going to come ready.
Floyd Mayweather, not to go back to him too much, but Floyd Mayweather showed that being the pound-for-pound best or being the best in the world carries a lot of responsibilities outside of the ring, and it's not just about what you do in the ring, it's about who you are outside of the ring also, how you carry yourself. Do you feel any pressure to perform or act in a certain way? Do you feel that's being imposed on you at all?
No way. If my mom always said if they don't accept me, then they shouldn't be around me. So I just be.
And talk to me about just your goals in boxing, because you have this extraordinary talent, and you're a young man still, and you have your whole career ahead of you. They spoke earlier about you wanting to surpass Floyd Mayweather and what he's done. Is that something that you actively think about, like that you strive to be him, or is there some kind of standard that you strive to be? Is there some fighter that you want to emulate?
I'm trying to be better than anybody who ever laced up a pair of boxing gloves. So, I think that pretty much sums up everything.
Well, can you talk to me about what kind of legacy you hope to leave in the sport of boxing? Because a lot of people have been the best of their time, but there have been things that made them unique. Obviously, Muhammad Ali was the best of his time, and he was a unique person. Floyd Mayweather was probably the best of his time, and he was unique. Is there something that you want to leave with people after your career is done?
Inspiration. When somebody think of Adrien Broner, I wanted to dedicate them. I wanted to inspire them when they see me fight, when they hear stories about me inside the gym, or when they watch videos. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Of course, it's kind of a mark of that. The way that really shows that you're the best of your time, I feel, is that little kids try to act like you in the gym. Like, of course, after Muhammad Ali, everyone tried to fight like Muhammad Ali. After Roy Jones, Mayweather. Do you think that's something that's going to happen also?
One more time.
Like, do you feel like you're going to leave your mark and that people are going to try to fight like you? Like how Muhammad Ali, everyone tried to fight like him afterwards, Roy Jones. That, to me, tells when someone has made their mark as being the best. Do you think in like 10 years people are going to start fighting like you?
Yes, definitely. Because a lot of people they say me and Floyd have a lot of similarities, but at the end of the day, you can go watch tape, and I definitely do things a lot different than him. Our defense is a lot similar, but when it comes to a fighting style and the way I fight, it's totally different.
Obviously, go back to Sugar Ray Robinson when he fought Henry Armstrong. You could go back to a lot of the times when there's a passing of the torch. There's Joe Louis when he fought Rocky Marciano. I know that there's a gap in your weights, but in the back of your mind, does part of you wish that you could have had a chance to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
I don't know. That's like a big brother to me, and if it was had to happen, then it has to happen. But who wants to fight their big brother?
Yes. And my last question, obviously DeMarco, not to look past him, but is there a fight out there that you feel will be your defining fight that will really make your name? Because obviously Manny Pacquiao is up there at 47, Mayweather's at 54. Is there a guy that you see in your immediate weight range that you feel will define you as being the best right now?
Like I said before, this is a career where you take it fight at a time, and right now DeMarco's in front of me and it's tunnel vision from here, so I can't worry about nothing but DeMarco right now. But after the fight, we will talk about different fighters.
Well, thank you very much, and best of luck.
All right.
Antonio, ¿estás durmiendo o estás allí todavía?
Aquí estoy,
Okay, yo estoy casi durmiendo.
Está bien, poquito.
We have any more, or because they want to get?
Okay, I guess that's it. I guess that's all we have on the call today. Just before I get the closing comments from the fighters, I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow, Thursday, we do have round tables here at Caesars Atlantic City with all of the fighters, followed by Friday is the weigh-in, and that's in the Circus Maximus Theater here at Caesars Atlantic City as well. So we hope that you make it down in time, media members who are covering this fight and who will be attending the fight, to get down here and talk to the fighters in person and see what their weights are on Friday. And so now I'd like to just make closing comments. We'll start with Antonio DeMarco, and Seymour, please translate whatever his last comment is before he looks.
Antonio, terminando, ¿hay algo que tú quieres decir a la gente, a la prensa? Porque estamos terminando la llamada.
No, que muchas gracias, Seymour. Muchas gracias. Que contento de estar en Atlantic City, de venir a conquistar una nueva arena.
Okay. He's just saying thank you to everybody, and he's glad to be in Atlantic City, and he's going to be doing what he loves to do, fight.
Okay, thank you so much. And then finally, Adrien Broner, if you'd like to give us your final thoughts, and then we will let you go too.
We're going head over heels, balls to the walls with this one. Let's go, rock and roll, wrap it up. And it's time to put on a show. You're not just coming to see a boxing show. You're coming to the Adrien Broner show, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining, and it's going to be a lot of smiles. Some might cry, but at the end they'll laugh about it. So I want everybody to come out and have a good time. And Saturday it will be a nice night for anybody, family and all.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, thanks, media, and we will see you here in Atlantic City, and we appreciate the coverage. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, gracias, Antonio. Te veo mañana.
Gracias, por acá nos vemos si Dios quiere mañana.
Okay, bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, abrazo.